All right, welcome back to another episode of With the Chiefs. Don't have a fancy intro today, unfortunately, but we're joined by Matt Gore, who's just wrapped up a shiny new PB at Hoka Half. What did you run, Matt?
Yeah, mate, what a pleasure. 69.57.
That's pretty incredible.
According to Gun Time, Strava says 69.56.
Really?
So I'm not sure which will be going.
That's pretty good from Strava.
Yeah, I know.
Started the timer. 60 minutes.
Done. Could almost run a half marathon in that time.
Yeah.
Maybe next year.
Yeah.
All right, start with the training update. What did you do this week, Matt?
Mate, I had a quiet week this week. I finally got a taper week from my coach. It's part of the Gold Coast build.
Yeah.
I said, let's use this as a taper, have a fun race. So I took it pretty easy, to be frank. I had a big Sunday run.
Yeah.
Wasn't included in this recap. I'm not sure if you guys
Yeah, actually.
that.
Talk us through
No,
it.
we didn't cover that.
Talk
We
us through
covered
it.
my run, but yeah, I think I said it was crazy, but yeah, what did you do on Sunday?
Yeah, that was a good one. So what I do it was a few Ks warm up with the boys, and then it was a 15K progression at effectively like 3:18, 3:12, 3:08 ish.
Yeah.
1K, and then back, and then just repeating that for 15K. So 5 sets of that.
Wait, so there's no float, nothing?
Well, the float is like 3:18, 3:20. That was good. So Dommy joined for the first couple of sets.
Yeah, and then fell apart.
But I burnt us because our GPSs both went off on that first. Yeah, that was
weird.
The first set of like 3:05s. It was actually like we were running at 3:05 pace, but like it went for 3 minutes 30.
Yeah.
I was kind of like, wow, this is a long 3:05.
Wait, what do you mean it went for 3 minutes 30?
We were looking at our watches while we were running, and it said 3:05, but then it actually buzzed.
The kilometre split for both.
Oh,
of us
so
was
it
like
kept
3:30.
pushing you like way
Yeah,
past.
so we probably ran like 1.1K or something, 1.2Ks.
Okay.
Anyway, so I did that, and then I had 5Ks easy at like 3:45s or something, and my legs locked up big time. And then I had like 6Ks at narrow pace after, which was 3:25, and that was super hard just because my legs were so stiff.
But when you're getting into that, it's almost like a half marathon.
Well, that's right. It was a half marathon specific session.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So like I've been doing half marathon specific sessions, a little bit more speed at like 3:05 to 3:15.
Yeah.
Rather than 3:15 to 3:25, which is more the marathon pace.
Yeah. Okay.
So I did that, and that was good. I felt fine, and then
For the whole session, you like averaged like 3:30.
yeah, 3:30 over
32K.
30K or something
With a bit of jogging in there.
Nuts.
Yeah, with 10Ks of like jogging.
That's nuts.
Yeah, that's what you got to do for the maras, right?
Yeah.
We won't go into that, boys. Maybe Tobias will be listening. God forbid.
He doesn't have a listener question because, it doesn't look favourable on me at this point. But.
Yeah.
So how do you feel after that session?
Fine. I'm always a little bit stiff on Monday, but then I just have like a 40-minute hour easy run. I just plod. Like I just do it after work, and I have my backpack on, and I don't look at my watch. I turn like the auto lap off. I just have my heart rate, and I'm just jogging at like 120, 130, and sometimes it's 5-minute Ks, sometimes it's 6-minute Ks.
Yeah, so you're not, definitely not
super easy.
And that's like most Mondays, is it? Just
Every Monday.
Yeah, easy.
Yeah.
Every Monday do that.
I like that on a Monday.
Yeah, Monday is just
switch off.
I used to have it Monday as a total rest day, but just a bit of extra volume. I do the Monday like 45 minutes to an hour.
Yeah.
Just really chill. And I feel better for FOD on Tuesdays for having done that, because I kind of flushed it out of the system.
Yeah.
And then Tuesday we did Delta. I usually do I get up quite early and run from my place in Bondi to Town Hall. It was like a kind of a 6K warm up.
Yeah.
And then take the train up to St Leonard's. So Tuesdays end up usually being like 20 to 25K. And for that we did that was a good session. That was hard. We had Chibi, our Japanese import, absolutely caning us.
Yeah.
So
that was a faster session.
That was a fast session. So we did 6 by 2 lappers or 880 meters.
Yeah.
and we went progressed from like 2:45 to 2:36. Dropped off Luke Smitty in the last few.
Yeah.
He kept pace at the start.
I got us out at what, like 2:45?
Yeah.
And then then down to like 2:40 for the fourth, and then you guys.
Yeah. And we just kept going. We just got like a second per lap faster, like each rep. It was like kind of perfectly executed set.
Jeez.
And then we did 5x440s. So 1 lappers, and we progressed again from like 76 seconds down to 72 seconds. Yeah. So that's down to like 65 second
400
for the 400.
Far out. That's quick.
Yeah, we were moving. We like, and we had 60 seconds off, and we like the last couple, it was like on hands and knees between like ragdoll breaths, between reps, and then get up and just go again. Hard.
What was the recovery?
60 seconds. Just
60 seconds.
60 seconds on the ground.
Off the 90 was 90 off the 2 lappers.
90 off the 2 lappers.
Yeah.
So that was good. And Luke's always good. Luke's the timekeeper guy. I don't want it to like ruin my Strava. So like I always pause it, and then Luke's just sitting there like having his time go, and I'm like, Luke, Smitty.
Yeah,
how long? 10 seconds. And he was like 10 seconds. Like, and then like we slowly walk over. We got another Delta bloke. He's a bit older, but he's going to run a Cormac, but he like can't like sit still because he like locks up. So so we'll all just be like sitting around, just like getting our breath back, and he'll just be like shuffle jogging in circles.
In circles.
Please, like if I slow down, I can't get the pace back again. So that was a wicked session, and then again. The last 2, I just went to Shibby, and we had Assad back, who's a 1,500 meter runner from Perth. He's joined Delta. He
hit some hard
during Ramadan. He wasn't training, but he's come back, and he's got a kick. So
he has a broken toe.
Yeah, he's got a broken toe, but just on the outside, which is okay.
Okay.
And like the last time I ran with Assad doing 400 meters. I'd like led the entire session, and then he kicked in the final, like 200 meters of the final rep. And I went, no, I'm not having Nick. I've done all the work, and I chased him, and I pulled my hammy.
Oh no!
That was like 2 months ago, 2.5 months ago. So I was like, mate, I'm gonna let you go when you go. Yeah. But we were moving pretty fast, and I said to Shibby, like,
that's not on though, like last rep hero sort of stuff.
I don't mind it. Someone's got to push it. I told Shibby like. You lead this one, mate, and gone.
Yeah, right.
Gone.
He just
got that gear.
Yeah.
Well, that's what you like. He's a sub 30 10K.
Really far out.
Well, when we were doing 1K, remember we were doing 1K reps, and the last 1K he put like 10 seconds into us in the last 400.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, he's so fast.
Yeah.
So that was a really good set. Like that.
Yeah.
So I was saying to Smitty over our pizzas at lunch, like that for me was a lot harder than today's run.
Which is insane.
Really? They're doing like speed stuff. Yeah.
Well, like
different
how my body felt in those last 2 reps.
Yeah.
Like it was a lot, like it hurt a lot more than today.
Yeah, right.
So that was good. And then...
How'd you feel after Sunday though? Like,
fine.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
fine.
It doesn't like...
No. What smashes me is like 40, 50K runs in the mountains with vert.
Yeah, because the week before that you did big Saturday.
40K with 2,000 meters for big
and then
session
the day
on
before
Saturday.
That you did like a half marathon specific
session. Yeah, I can't remember what it was, but it hurt.
But that because you in the Vaporfly 3s stinging around Centennial, was it?
Yeah, I can't remember.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, so no, I pull up fine from those nowadays. That's the benefit of having
because your Goldie block you were doing
Mm.
shitloads of those.
Exactly, and you do like hot, and then Wednesday was just a classic like midweek long run. But for some reason I was feeling pretty fresh. So like I ended up averaging like, I think I did 23K as I just do a big like eastern suburbs loop, like from my place in Bondi out to like Vaucluse and Watson's Bay and around. And it's usually got like 400 meters of vert, 22Ks.
Oh, yeah, that's good,
averaging like 430s, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
Thursdays I had I do like my hill sessions at Sydney P. I just did a taper session, 10 by 60 seconds.
Okay.
So it's good. So I had a chat with my coach, and I was like, oh, is 10 by 60 too much? Like 3 days out? And he said, nah, it's fine, because like if you think about it, it's just like 10 by 60 strides, but running uphill, it actually impacts the body less than running on the flat.
Yeah.
So he's like, you'll be fine. And yeah, I felt fine. It was over really quick. And then Friday, just easy work run club. Saturday got picked up the new Alpha Fly 3s from the post office. Took them down to
right.
Sydney Park.
Gee, that's good timing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, took them down to Sydney Park. Did a couple of K's.
Yeah.
Testing out the shoes. Yeah, I actually didn't like them yesterday, and I really liked them today.
Yeah, I
put them on.
Yeah.
And my experience with the carbon plate shoes, particularly the Vaporfly 3s, which I've loved, is they really like propel you forward. Whereas I put these Alphafly 3s on, I was like, I feel like I'm just like bouncing up, not forwards.
Yeah.
And I felt like I needed to put a lot more force into running and like really like into the ground and I felt the energy return, but I had to put it in.
Okay.
But it was also like maybe I was just doing stride, like doing a couple of reps at 2 p.m. after lunch, and I don't do that, and I would have felt shit either way.
True.
Anyway, and then this morning I brought my Vaporfly 3s and the Alpha Flies to do a last minute test.
Seriously, yeah, right.
So I was running outside my work in the warm up. I was like, I'm just going to do like about a K worth of strides in the Alpha Flies, and then I'm going to put on my like Vaporfly 3s, which I would normally race in, and see how they felt. And I put the Vaporfly 3s on, and they just felt flat and lifeless. And I went, okay, Alpha Flies it is.
Yeah.
And
how many Ks do you reckon you put in the Vapors?
Oh, not much, like 100 Ks.
Oh,
so
okay.
like they're fine.
Yeah.
And normally they feel awesome.
Okay.
It's the first time they've ever felt not awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that was pretty solid. Pretty solid reflection of the Alpha Flies, and they felt good today. But yeah, that was my week. Pretty easy. I think it was like 111 Ks total. Like it's a down week. I'm feeling pretty fresh. So I'm pretty keen to rip in next week.
So what if you like last 2 months, for example, you just been doing pretty much that? Would you say?
Yeah. So much bigger session on Thursdays.
Yep.
On Tuesdays, I'll try and do the Delta session, and then I'll probably put in like 15-20 minutes of just Marapace after, so just go in circles at like 325s. And yeah, bigger sessions on Thursdays, but apart from that, do that Saturday session and then like a 40k easy Sunday long run, or like easy Saturday 20k and then a hard Sunday long run.
And we're in the gym.
And in the gym,
Tuesday
nights.
Shit, sorry. I'm there as well.
Tuesday nights, Thursdays nights in the gym.
Yep.
Lifting heavy. I did a deadlift PB this week.
Really?
Which is good.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
How heavy you get?
Not super heavy. I did, I think it was 110.
Oh, I thought it'd be more than that, yeah.
All right. God.
What's your deadlift?
Sledged by
150.
150?
Yeah.
You're kidding me.
Yeah.
Deadlifts are the ones we're doing with that.
Yeah.
Just 1 rep max.
Oh, I did 3 reps. But like, I think I could do more. But I just get nervous like lifting heavy.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't enjoy it when I did it, but
yeah. I think I could go. I'm sure I could go heavier, and I will keep going heavier. But I'm in like no rush, and I like.
What's the point?
Yeah. And around 110, I was going like, this is pretty heavy. I kind of feel like I don't want to twinge anything.
Yeah, it's a bit risky. Yeah.
150 is pretty heavy, mate.
Yeah. It's good
like
bragging, right?
3 times body weight for you.
What was I doing? Probably like 40 kilos.
Yeah, you did about 40. You're pretty pathetic.
And it begins.
Yeah. You're just starting though. You're just starting. It's okay.
Happy to be in the gym.
Yeah. He does his little calf raises with about a 2 kilogram kettlebell. He's walking around with the sore calves.
I'm like, after 15 reps, I'm like,
yeah.
You're doing with the thing, and like, how much are you doing calf raises with?
I usually got about 100 kilos on just with the barbell.
That's nuts, isn't it?
That's not too bad.
Okay, well.
Jeez, how many reps did you do with that? Or is that
like 30?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Far out.
Yeah.
Okay, so they've got to respect.
No, that's pretty impressive.
Just not like deadlifts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But single leg?
Strong calves. No, double leg.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, so it's good
stuff.
Good week.
Dom, what's happening with you?
It's been a pretty good week, yeah. What was going on? So Monday, 18 Ks, I think like an hour and a half.
It's a long Monday.
Yeah, I think the long runs are meant to be on Saturday, but I do them on a Sunday. But yeah, that one kind of took it out of me because last week I was sick, and then I was like, oh shit, I got to catch up on the mileage. So like
you did
crammed
like
in.
80K.
Yeah, I had like a massive weekend. It was like a 70K weekend or something, and then
another 20 on top of it.
Another 18Ks on Monday. So then Tuesday I was feeling pretty cooked, and it was like really rainy and really windy in the afternoon when turbo is on, and I forgot my shoes at work. So I went home and was
that's a me move.
Yeah. I was like, oh shit, like in the morning when I got there, fuck, I forgot my shoes.
Yeah.
So
What did
drove
you do?
home.
Oh, he drove home.
I thought about heading out at home, but I was like, oh, I just feel so tired, I can't be bothered.
So head coach skipped
Skip the session.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Sorry, Turbo. Sorry, Turbo. But
sorry, guys.
Yeah, no, I think that they were fine without me.
I forgot my shoes and now I don't give a shit. You'll be fine.
I forgot my socks once. That was good.
Anyways, I made up for it. Did the session Wednesday morning. Got up early, which is a bit unusual for me. And session was just half an hour tempo. So I went round the bay and I think was doing like 3:28 average, which is good.
Some marathon pace.
Yeah, marathon pace. And then I got out that afternoon and did a little double as well. Thursday was down at the track. The session was 5 by 6 minutes at half marathon pace. So I think the reps were... I probably did them a bit quicker than half marathon pace, but first one was 3:09.
Yeah.
Next one was...
Matt Gore's half marathon pace, but anyway.
Next one, 3:08, 3:12, 3:15, 3:18. So
whoa. You're blowing out a little bit.
At least I'm not just copying it.
Mate, if one of my athletes did that, I was like, you're going out too fast. Pull it in. Go 3:18, 3:15, 3:12, 3:09, 3:08.
Yeah. But
Tommy.
it was to feel, and I felt like I still achieved the purpose.
I felt like shit in the last 2 reps.
No, I felt like I walked away feeling like, oh, that was good, even though maybe it wasn't.
Well, now Matt's made you feel different about it. Which is his trademark.
Maybe we'll just go to Luke's training program now. Tom's done.
Sorry, bud.
Then Friday was just 16Ks, easy around the bay. Yesterday...
So that's how you're getting your 150K. It's just like 16, 18K for the easy runs, hey?
Yeah.
Instead of like 1 hour being 10 to 12.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Just chuck on a couple of extra Ks,
yeah.
But we aren't at 150 yet. Then yesterday was a pretty busy day, so I got up early and just did 9Ks and didn't get to run again, unfortunately. And then today we did a long run this morning, which was hilly 2.5 hours.
Yeah, Matt will like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I liked it. You already told me about it.
Yeah.
I liked it.
Oh, yeah.
It's good.
Yeah, it was like 3:55s for 15Ks of it. No, more than that, for 21Ks of it.
Matt Gore calls that a warm-up.
So what's the point of running have you asked your coach what's the point of running 3:55s? Like, it's not fast for you, but it's not easy jogging. That's not threshold.
Build fatigue in the legs.
Nah, it's kind of like nothing. Yeah, but you build fatigue in the legs for a purpose, i.e. to do like hard speed work after.
Yeah.
No, I'm just curious. Like, I always ask my coach, and like if my coach gave me that session, I go, what is the point of that?
Yeah. I think like over the hills, it was probably more...
It felt more like threshold?
It was more like 3:40 pace.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So, yeah, I don't know. I thought it was...
Do you have those chats with your coach? Go like, why am I doing this? Like,
yeah, not really. But it wasn't even on the program, so it was meant to just be like...
okay.
Easy 2.5 hours.
Coach Dominic.
You let him inquire about it.
Yeah.
I made that up.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, it's supposed to be 2.5 easy, and he just chucked it in.
I think I'd be pretty hard to coach, to be honest. But, yeah, no, overall it was... decent week.
Yeah, it's a good session.
123 Ks. Yeah.
Was that your highest volume? Where are you at the moment in the build? 9 weeks to Goldie. If you want to get to 150,
yeah.
where have you been and where are you heading?
Yeah, so biggest week's been 128, which is not good. So it was like 128, then last week 122 when I was a bit sick, and then this week 123. But yeah, probably need to start ramping up a bit more.
Yeah.
I think it needs to be more like 140 to get there.
So the question is, if you're ramping up volume, are you sacrificing quality? To, if you get like another 100, if you're getting another 15, 20k in, will that be tiring you out such that you're not getting the quality in, you reckon?
I feel like based off the sessions I've been doing, that the speed's fine. Like I'm already there. So
and you'll be able to, and you won't, your body won't be getting fatigued with that extra 20k's that.
Well, I don't know. I don't think you lose speed that quickly.
No. It's not about losing speed, but it's whether you can hit the sessions as hard.
Yeah, right. Sense. Yeah. Oh, I don't know. I think it should be okay.
Yeah, cool.
You've done volume, volume before.
Yeah, pretty much whenever I've been running my best, or except for when I run my 10k PB, I've been doing like big volume.
Yeah, cool. So you're more of a volume runner.
Yeah, well, not even big volume, like 140k's a week.
I think it's still big volume.
Yeah.
So it's not like
for non-professional runners, I think I think 140 is pretty big.
Yeah.
So it's not like that's foreign to you, essentially.
No, yeah, and I feel like that's like if I'm standing on the start line at Gold Coast and I've run like 540k weeks, or I don't know, at least 540k weeks, I'll feel like okay, like I'm confident to run sub 230 and run a good marathon.
Yeah.
Whereas if I'm only running 120k's and like maybe 130k's for a couple of weeks, I'll be like, I'm not ready now. Like I won't have the same sort of confidence.
And at the end of the day, it's actually just like what makes you feel confident.
Yeah, I think that's a huge part of it. Like I reckon that's why you've run some really good runs, because you just back yourself to.
I've done I get confidence out of doing like really fucking hard sessions. Like big long sessions on the weekend, and that gives me confidence. So I've talked to my coach about that. I go like, he's like, we'll do this, and I'm like, okay, but I want to do like a longer run session, because like that's what makes me feel strong and powerful. If I can do those, I feel like I can do anything at Goldie. And and if it's for you, it's going like, I've hit 145k's 5 weeks in a row. Yeah, it's like whatever gives you. It's just about backing yourself.
Yeah, 100%.
Like turning up at the start line and going like, oh no, I can do this.
Yeah, like
just doing it.
Maybe it wouldn't make that much of a difference, but if mentally it does, then it's
totally.
worth it.
Totally.
Yeah, 100%.
What about you, Smitty?
Me? Well, I've had somewhat of a similar week to you, Matt. Well, I mean, Tuesday session. So this week I think I wanted to not like completely taper, but take it a little bit easy to see how I would go for the half. I haven't raced the half for a little bit now. So yeah, I think I did similar to, I've just been doing like easy on Monday. Just let the legs tick over. Tuesday for me was Sunday was like a big effort for me, and I felt like I was pretty, I felt like I was buzzing after the session because like I hit it well, but I was zapped. Like Monday I was pretty cooked. Yeah. And then like from Monday, this is probably going to be a bit of a whinge session, but I'll try and like keep it somewhat positive. But like I felt that like fatigue kick in, where like I've overreached what like I would normally do on a Sunday, for example. So on Tuesday I was feeling pretty tired, almost like the beginning of when you're like starting to get sick.
Really? Yeah. Right.
Well, not bad, but like you're just a bit more fatigued. Just energy levels are lower than they normally would be after the weekend. But I mean, we hit that session hard. Like
mate,
for
you
me,
did pretty
that
well
was,
if you're tired. Yeah, I actually said I think on the day that you'd backed up well, like considering like the relative effort that you put into Sunday versus me. It was a lot higher for you. Yeah, like I had to like mentally really like switch on the session. Like I took the first 4 reps.
Were you concerned with like the race on the weekend that you were?
I kind of like switched off because it was like Tuesday, and to be honest, I said like I'm gonna try and like not go as hard on the Tuesday, but once you get there, like.
Yeah, I thought the same, and then we just started running.
We just started running, and like, let's
well, and
go.
To be fair, it's actually your fault, mate, because you
always
I
was running 2:45s.
Yeah, you always start too fast.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but
that's
you
true.
get us all in the you get us all in the mood for running fast.
True,
you go out too fast, and then we're like
this
you
is
know, and it's that thing where it's like, well, we've started at that pace, and like I'm like I must progress every session. Like every rep gets faster or at least the same.
Yeah.
So you go out, run like I don't know, like 880, and we're running 305 to start off. I'm like, well, that's the baseline. We're not going slower than 305.
Right.
Because if I started it, we would have started like 315.
Yeah.
Like progressed up.
Yeah. So 245. 245, 43, 40, 40, 39 were the first ones. And I think you...
Yeah, so you're only 3 seconds back on the...
Yeah, so I think I think I towed you for the first 4.
Yeah, I can't remember, but you're definitely on the front for the first couple.
And then...
We'll give you 4 if you want it, mate.
Yeah. Well, I conserved all your energy.
Sure. Actually, it was this like... this phenomenon at FOD that we've never had before, where there are these little mites, like these tiny little bugs, like,
right.
and we were just running through swarms of them.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Smitty's so small that even from sitting on his shoulder, I'm still copping the face full.
Yeah.
But I did, to be fair to you, when I went in front, I was like, fuck, there was a lot more of them when I was sitting behind Smitty.
All right.
It was so weird. We've never had that before.
Things. I don't know what
you get them more in the afternoon, like at sunset, I thought.
Never had it at FOD before. Like a swarm just on one particular point of the oval.
Yeah, right.
Like behind the AFL goals on the northern end. It was just like getting swarmed.
That's the worst.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
I got through the 880s, and like when we started running for the 240s, like I was cooking. Like that was VO2. That's VO2 max stuff for me. Like, because I think that's low 3-minute pace almost.
What was
the 240s?
For the two lappers. Yeah, we were running sub 3 for the couple of the back 2 lappers.
Yeah, so I was like working, like you get through one lap and then just push. And then what was the rest between the? Do you remember what the rest was? 90 seconds, just 90.
And then
yeah,
we went
okay.
into the 60,
then we went into the 60s. I felt like my legs were pretty cooked by those. I was happy to keep them. I think it was 77, 76, 6, 6, 5, and then you guys like last 3. You guys were like...
Yeah, I think I went like 76, 75, 74, 72, 72 or something.
Which is the rep that you posted on Instagram with me, like the little speck in the corner.
I think maybe that was the last one. Yeah, Chris Gatt, I think, got a good photo of like Shibi, Japanese import, me like right on him.
Yeah,
and then
me
Luke's
in the
just dying like 30 meters back.
And that was the start of the banter.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, for this week.
But those first 4 reps.
Those first 4, someone's got to do the work initially. Anyway, but I was very cooked, but very happy that I got through that session. Like, running those paces. I felt like it was a really good 10K session, which gave me confidence. And then Wednesday was an MLR in the city. Took that very slow.
Is that with your big Delta group?
Yeah.
You guys got a good group going.
Yeah, they're super fun.
You get nice sunrises.
Yeah, it's nice. I posted on my like photos.
Yeah, pretty white girl Instagram.
Yeah, and Aaron Skinner always makes a smart ass comment. Like when I do my double, he posted like live, laugh, love or something. I'm like, come on, man, just let me have it. But yeah, then from that point, I was feeling like just tired. I don't know. And then I was getting in my own head about like, oh shit, I got to race. Am I getting sick? Or is this just fatigue? Like, I don't know. It was, And then Thursday did a taper session, which was like a reduced monofartlek. So I think it was just about 10 minutes of work, just getting the legs ticking over, not like working hard. That was with Tobias, which was good. Then Friday, easy 45, and then Saturday, easy 30, and then we got to the race. That's my shortest recap, I reckon.
Yeah, good job.
Sometimes they do go on for a little while.
They do. Yeah, it's pretty consistent feedback.
You're like, it's like the Insider on his podcast. You're like, guys, shut the fuck up and get the guest on. Not saying that that's you guys. Saying generally with this style of podcast. I get through Dom and I'm like, all right, Smitty, fast forward.
Like leading into the race, I was feeling like I wasn't sure what pace I was going to go out at or like what I could run, especially because like it's hilly and you hear like some people like it's not that hilly. Like
it's not that hilly.
Yeah,
the hill ski.
Yeah, massively. I mean, no, not at all. I mean, and then you got Matt Gore in your ear being like, we were not even in the same conversation. Let's be real. The banter's not even valid.
Oh, today.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
So we had a bit of back and forth. But
did Smitty tell you about the generous offer I made?
Yeah, he's like $100. He reckons $100 if I was with him at Observatory Hill.
Before the start of the hill.
Before the start
because
of the
that's
hill.
where all the flat is. I said,
Right.
because Smitty was throwing some chat around. And I was
never throwing chat around. It's
I was
you.
like, mate, the last 5Ks, I'm going to crush you.
Yeah.
Because it's all hilly and hard. And you're going to fall to pieces. But I was like, champ, you're not even going to be with me when the hill starts.
Just champing.
I said $100 if you're still with me when the hill starts.
No. Let me be very clear.
I don't think you lasted a kilometre.
Yeah, right.
I actually didn't. I wasn't with you for the first 100 meters.
It's all like super downhill at the start though, isn't it?
Yeah, but he was running 3:10s. And I'm like,
right.
no way.
Yeah.
But like, let's be real, the chat was not instigated by me. I was strategically very quiet because I was like, I'm not going to beat this guy. But I let you chatter on so that if there was like a speck of a chance, I'd be like, woo!
Everyone loves an underdog.
Yeah, exactly. Everyone got around me a little bit and then most people in the back of their minds like, it's
No
not
way.
happening. But it was... that was my training week, so it was good. Now let's talk about the race.
Yeah.
How were you feeling leading into it? Like time-wise, what were you thinking pacing and like time? What was the goal?
I wasn't really sure. Like my legs were feeling pretty like uncharacteristically poppy all like back half of the week. I was like, so I'm feeling pretty good.
Yeah.
Like I was going easy runs and like running 4:30s when I hadn't even tapered that much at that point, like my midweek long run. So I was like, okay, I'm feeling very fit.
That's normally a good start.
Feeling
like,
very
fit.
You know. Legs were feeling poppy.
Yeah.
Had a chat to my coach. Has had pneumonia all week, so I didn't really want to bother him. But I just shot him a message last night. I was like, fuck, I actually have no idea what I'm going to do tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, can you have a look at my time from last year and the course, and can you have a look at like my sessions from the last month and just tell me where you reckon I'm at? Just in terms of pace and in terms of power, like particularly like the uphill running. And then he was just like, don't know. The question's kind of like how far, like under 70 are you going to run? And I was like, fuck, mate. Like,
really? Jeez.
Wow.
Yeah, I was like, I don't think I'm like going to be running. Like, I was like, it's pretty fast, Andy. And I said the hills, the course is a bit hilly, and he's like, oh, okay. And then he said, if it's hilly and it's going to be wet tomorrow, maybe like high 70s, low, as in like high 70, like low, really low 71.
Yeah.
And I said, you know what, like 3:19 average pace is 70. Seems like, why don't I just go do it? I'll go have a crack. And so that's where I was at. But it was kind of like there was no real goal. It's impossible to pace because there's uphills, there's downhills.
Yeah. But I guess you had like, did you look at last year's data at all or not really?
I did, but I didn't like
go right into it.
Yeah, really like sink into it and look at every case split. I had a quick look and go, all right, I ran up Observatory Hill in a 3:35. Like the last few Ks, I closed it at this pace. Okay. Like, and the average, like, you know, when I was running along the foreshore, it was kind of like around like low 3:20s. So I was like, okay, cool. I'm faster than that. So it should be like 3:17s, 3:18s, I guess.
Yeah, right.
But I actually find like, with the exception of Gold Coast Mara, all my really good runs in the last, say, 12 to 18 months on the road, I've actually just kind of gone by feel. I've just gone out kind of hard and then found a place. I kind of back myself to pace smartly enough. And I've found a pace where I'm like, this is hot, but I can hold it. And like, if it's too hot, I just pull myself back a little bit. And that's just what I did today.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I guess you've done like enough training around that sort of zone.
Exactly. Like I know I could run 3:00, 3:05, 3:10, 3:15, 3:20, 3:25, and without looking at my watch, tell you which pace I'm going.
Yeah,
I feel like I've done a lot of speed work around that. Like I know where I'm at, and I know how long I can last in each kind of speed. So yeah, but I was feeling kind of good. But I kind of went in hoping, if I could take a minute or so off the PB, that'd be good.
Yeah.
I didn't really think I'd run sub 70, but I didn't really fixate on it either. It's just a number.
Yeah.
Mm.
And then, were you running with anyone else?
No, I was actually solo the entire way. Ed obviously went off, shot off, and then there was just a pack of 2 through to 6 were all together, but they had like Shibby, who's a 2:18 marathoner, Lockie Bryan, who's a freak, a couple of other guys like Keith McPherson, and a couple of other blokes. Matt Cox. I'm like, I'm not that pace. These guys are like on paper faster than me at every distance.
Yeah.
So I just sat off a little bit, and I actually never looked back to see who was behind me. But I figured like if there are people like catching up to me, then that's fine. We can work together. But it kind of just like got me into, like, all my sessions, which most of them I do solo. I was like, all right, like you're just gonna have to set your own pace, find your own rhythm, and it actually was fine for me. I just found my rhythm. I was like, you know what? I was running like off my watch what were like 3:10s, 3:11s, 3:12s for a lot of it on the flats. I was like, this feels sustainable.
Jeez, yeah.
And just keep doing that. I was like, all right.
So aerobically, you're not stressed?
Nah, not really. It was pretty easy. And then I was just like, just hold it in for the back half, because I know I'm strong in the back. Like I'm always like one of the strongest runners in the, like obviously I'm not faster than Ed.
Yeah.
Or like the guys are 2 minutes, but if you're within like 1 or 2% of me, like I back myself in the final bit. That's just how my body works.
Yeah. So then you were sitting in like 6th?
Yeah, so I was sitting in 7th the entire way, and then around Darling Harbour, I realised that Lockie and Shibby like weren't really getting any further away. I was about like, they went out quite fast, and within 2Ks they were about 40 metres ahead of me. Okay. And then they kind of settled into a rhythm, and I reckon the rhythm was actually the exact same pace.
Yeah, right.
So we were actually just like in tandem, with me just about 40, 50 metres behind them for about 10Ks. It's kind of annoying, but I'm not going to search to catch up. And they started to splinter.
Right.
So that I like 2nd place, 3rd place, 4th place pushed ahead, and Shibby and Lockie were there. And then after about 10, 11 Ks, I went, I actually reckon I'm reeling them in slightly. And then they started to fade before Observatory Hill, and by the start of Observatory Hill, I was only 10 metres off the back. And Lockie Bryan's like a class runner. He's like way more talented than me, so he was obviously having a bad day. But as soon as we hit Observatory Hill, I went past him and then straight past Shibby, and then I just kind of didn't look back. And I was feeling pretty strong, so I was still able to hammer the downhills at like 3:00s, 3:05.
Shit.
And then just work on the uphills and just make sure I kept it like not much more than, I think my slowest split was 3:25, which was the one up Observatory Hill.
Yeah, jeez. It looks like you went through 10K in 31:36, which
Lockie did.
You did.
No. Those splits are weird.
Yeah, the markers were off.
The markers were off because, like it said, I went through 32 something, and I know for a fact I went through 33:10.
Yeah.
Okay.
That would sound about right.
Yeah, right. Jeez.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then I just ran pretty hard the last 4Ks. My legs were still pretty good. And by the time like I next looked around, which was at the turnaround at the bottom of Mr. McCrory's chair with only a K.5 to go, I'd already put like pretty much like 40 seconds in the Shibby.
Yeah.
I couldn't see Lockie.
Jeez.
And then I just went, like I back it's a mile uphill now. I backed myself uphill and just hammered it home. And put like a minute and a half into those guys.
Yeah, far out. Which
Which means that they had bad days because that's a big blow up for them over like 6Ks to drop a minute plus on me. Not that far. I'm not moving that fast up the hills. Yeah. It's just more I'm just not dropping heaps of time. So yeah, and then I saw like you come around the corner and you pass the 21 kilometer mark and you see the sign, like the banner, and I hadn't really looked at my watch in terms of like overall time, but I saw it was like 69:51, and I was like, oh, okay. And then I'd already been sprinting because I was like, I'm probably going to be touch and go, so I hammered it pretty hard the last 400 meters, and I was like, all right, this is just like this is now the final 50 meters of the final 400 meter rep at a delta set. Like I'm just giving it everything.
Yeah.
And I just sprinted and crossed 3 seconds to go.
Far
So
out.
that was nice. I was pretty happy with that.
good.
Like I didn't
That's
really care
awesome.
about the place, but I was like pretty happy to run under 70.
Yeah.
it's
That's
nice.
a huge milestone.
Yeah, to be in the 60s, like to be honest, I haven't really thought about it that much, but like I wouldn't have thought that I was in a 60 like halfer.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I'm pretty happy. It was good. It was a good run. That course suits me. Like I know it well. I'm good on hills. I'm good in the back end.
Perfect course.
Yeah, it's a good one for me.
Were you thinking during the actual race like that you were far ahead of what you were expecting, or were you just trying to stay focused? Or
No, like the last few years is that every single road run I've done, it's always just been like I'm always in PB territory.
Yeah.
So you never know. It's just like go out hard. Like I've always been like considerably fitter than I was the last time I ran that distance or that course.
Yeah.
So it's like I know I'm going to be in a PB territory. It's just how far. And so yeah, I just went. Look, go out at like a fairly fast, sustainable pace, and then just like try not to blow. And so I didn't really like think about like I didn't look at my like splits through 5k or 10k or 15k. Like I didn't have them written on my arm. Like Gold Coast Mara, I had them all like I knew exactly what I wanted to hit. These ones were like I don't care. Like I'm just gonna try and like check the splits, make sure that on the flat I'm just still running the kind of pace that I want to run, whatever that is on the day. And then just like get to like 3 or 4Ks and just hammer it. Because I knew the course, like I knew what the final 4Ks were like. So like I just gotta get there and just hammer.
So after the hill in that last section, were you were still feeling like relatively strong, or?
Yeah, I was feeling pretty strong. Like I was getting a tiny bit of lactic on the like coming back up from Mr. McCrory's chair, but like we had a few Delta people out there and they were cheering, and that was a good G up. And then a couple of people like staggered across the hill, and that was always good there. And and like I saw Gaddy like outside the art museum, and he was like, "Come on, Matt, like just send it home now." And I was like, you know what? Yeah, I'm just gonna like it's got to be 500 meters to go. Just send it. And so like, but it wasn't a true send. It wasn't like a lactic. I won't be able to run a meter further than the finish line.
Yeah. Okay.
You kind of always like hold something in reserve, which is good because you turned the corner and like it was actually a lot further than like it was last year. And like what I saw off the map, I was like, oh my God, it's actually like 400 meters down, and then I have to come all the way back up.
Yeah, geez.
Like it was actually a long way. And so like it was kind of fine. Like I still had the energy and speed in the legs to hammer. Like every downhill I was going at 300, 305s.
Yeah.
Which for me tells me that I paced it pretty well. Because that's what I recall last year, that I was a bit like I still ran. I was really happy with my run, but I was a bit, and I ran like 71 50s. And so pretty much the same as Lukey today. And then but I remember I ran really well up the hills, but I got to kind of the turn down to Mr. McCrory's chair, and just my legs were lead. Right. I just couldn't really turn it past like 320 pace. Like I was just like, I'm done. Like I'm running as fast as I can, and I'm not really moving that much faster. Whereas today I was like, no, I'm still, you know, when you kind of like, you're bouncing, you just got that power in the legs, and you just kind of like, you feel like you're just bouncing and carving through the air. I was like,
that must have felt good.
I was like, no, I've still got that. Like I'm running down hard right now.
And surely it would have been like, you would have been like, shit, I'm on for a good time as well. So that's
totally
like spurring you forward.
Well, that's kind of one of the things you go out and you just like, all right, like you kind of like, all right, if I can hold this pace and not blow up, I'm going to be on for a really good time.
Yeah.
But then you're just like, all right, don't get too excited because you're 5Ks into it, like half marathon.
Yes.
And then you get 10Ks and you're like, okay, it's still going all right. And you're like, okay, if I can do another 2 or 3Ks, then like you kind of start thinking in terms of like, if I blow up, how much damage can there really be? Because if you run like 5 to 10 seconds a K under the pace that you were planning, up to 15Ks, like I know I'm not going to blow 20 seconds a K for the last 5.
No, you just
you've built up enough of a buffer.
Yeah.
So like it was kind of just like, all right, just like once I got to like 12, 13, I was like, all right, cool, I built up a pretty good buffer. Like I am going to run a good time.
Yeah.
And then but if you feel but then the trick is to still feel strong and just keep going.
Yeah.
But yeah, no like real pearls of wisdom. It's just be fit and run hard.
But I feel like that half pace is something, it's like hard to find the right pace because it's still quite sharp. And like for me today, for example, like I've gone out and it's like I get like 7k in, I'm like, oh, shit, like this is quick, which is like not what you're describing.
So if I contrast it with my session from last Sunday as I was chatting, so like, I was running, say like 320s, 315-ish, 305-ish. And I was saying to my coach, I was like, I'm sending the 305s pretty hard, but like the 320s and the 315s are feeling like easy.
Yeah. Okay,
and these were half marathon sessions, like specific, like they're like tire the legs with something which is like ostensibly like your 1k rep pace, maybe a little bit slower, say 2k rep pace, and then just like run 320s, 310 to 315. And I was going like, yeah, like 315 is like, I'm feeling pretty comfortable running those.
Yeah.
So I'm going, okay, I can probably run that for a half marathon.
Yeah.
So like that was the point of those 3 weeks of like half marathon sessions, like of that pace from like marathon through to like 5k race pace.
Yeah. Okay. And that would give you confidence.
That gave me a good idea of like where do I like I can't run 20k's at 305s at my like 1k race pace.
Sure.
Sorry, my 5k race pace.
Yeah.
Like I just can't. But I could definitely do 320s, but that's because it's like kind of my marathon pace.
Yeah.
So it's like, where in there can I do?
Can you do it? Yeah.
And that was the point of those half marathon sessions, to kind of figure out where I was like, nah, I can't sustain this. And like, oh, actually this kind of feels all right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting.
And so you reckon like 315 is probably where you'd be in a flat?
Yeah, I think so.
Half marathon? Yeah.
Yeah, I think I was about, my watch said 21 and a half. Average of 314. So let's say it was 21.2 or 21.3 if I'd like, given that I didn't run the best lines and it was puddly and there was, I was dodging like slippery stones and stuff. So maybe it's more like 316, 317. Yeah, like I think. If I don't include those like 3 or 4Ks where I was a little bit slower, then it's probably like a minute max a minute.
I reckon a minute, like
look, everyone,
because you did it solo. It was like not the greatest day, like pretty rainy.
I think it's slippery. I mean, because you get uphills, right, but you get downhills too. No one talks about downhills. Like you're hammering all the downhills at like 300s, and you're not hammering flats at 300s.
Yeah.
So, but I feel like the slippery. There were a few
doing such a thing. That's for sure.
There were certainly a few corners like on the wharves and stuff. Like there were a few where I like slowed down to like literally a jog.
Yeah, those wharves get slippery too.
I do not want to like. Legs go out like a cyclist in like a slippery road, and just like wheels go out from under. Yeah, and you're smacking your hip and then limping in for 10k's.
Yeah.
So like just take 2 or 3 seconds to just jog around and then pick up pace again.
Yeah. Would you line up a fast half marathon or
I don't really care?
Yeah, fair enough.
I like this event's fun. Like work pays for my entry.
Oh, nice.
If I had to pay for my entry, I might not do it. Yeah, and it's just like, and it's local, and there's good delta support.
Yeah.
In terms of my running goals, running a fast half, I couldn't give a toss.
Okay.
I'll take your half off your hands then,
please.
I wish. Yeah, nice. It was very, very solid run.
You had a pretty similar experience just a couple of minutes back.
Yeah. Well, for me, it was like I didn't know. I wasn't too sure what the pace was for me, like, and obviously not anywhere near as strong on the hills. So I kind of...
It's because you didn't come to my hill session.
Yeah. I'm leaving myself open for that.
I had multiple Delta people say that who only came to like 1 or 2 hill sessions at the critical time.
Yeah.
Were like, they definitely helped. They were like, I feel like that, like Lauren Marshall quoted, like that one hill session I came to, I feel like that definitely made the difference today.
How many times? You're not a marketer?
How many times did I tell Smitty come to a single hill session? No.
I should have shut up about the hills. I should have been like, all things considered, I felt pretty strong on the hills.
That's right.
I haven't raced a half for a little bit, and I felt like I've done a good amount of consistent training. A lot of the sessions indicate that I was in like good shape, like I'm running good paces on the Tuesday sessions, but like, yeah, I still felt like I was in no man's land. So I think the plan was to like go out and see how I feel in the first like 5K, 7K, and then like try and settle in, similar to what you're saying. But like, I think I went out a little bit hot for me. Like I think the 5K split was 16:35 ish. And like if I was going to run faster, that should have been like about right. But I just felt like it was like that little bit too quick. Like I was working.
That'd be like sub 70 pace?
Yeah. Like it was hot, but like you had a lot of downhill in that first 5K, so I kind of was working that, and then I worked with Otto for a little bit, and then
your first you can see like you start fast and you go down. Yeah, so, but to be fair, it is like hillier in the back half.
Yeah,
312, and then you kind of settle in like to more like 320s.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and then like I split 16:35, and then I split like 33:10 through 10K, which is still pretty quick.
Strong as, yeah.
Yeah. But then like it was that little bit. I felt it was that little bit too quick, and then by that point I was running solo, so like it was tough mentally, and I felt like because when you start to slow, like it's just hard to, because you're like, for example, you're feeling strong and you're like still, I can do this sort of thing. Yeah. Whereas like at that point, I was like, I'm not going to give up here, but you're like, you feel yourself slow and you feel yourself like burning through threshold a little bit too much.
I was actually starting to slow about 12Ks. I felt like what I'd been running like at what felt like 312. I was looking at my watch and it was suddenly like 318, 320.
Yeah.
And I actually had a gel and like a cup of water, and then like within 30 seconds I was like, nah, now this feels and then I'm looking and it's like back to 310s. Which is like what it does, right? You have the gel and it like it takes the carbs and it releases the ATP straight away.
What did you caffeine?
No,
in that one? No,
just had a normal one.
I had a gel before, like non-caff, and I had 100 milligram Revi strip as well, which I made the mistake of like not opening it. It was really hard to open on the go. So I was like, didn't touch it for a little bit and managed to open it and smash it. I feel like my caffeine tolerance is just too much. Like,
how many cups of coffee do you have?
Yeah, I have a lot of caffeine, so it really didn't feel like it does too much.
Right.
And then, so got through 10K. I was still running well, but like when it starts to hurt that far in, it's hard to get your head around the fact that you got to run like another hard 11K.
And you can even see here, like, you know, if we assume the splits are accurate, like some of your flat splits before the hill starts, you're dropping down to like 326, 328. You went up Observatory Hill at 335.
Okay.
Like that's 7 seconds slower for like 700 meters of climbing.
I felt like GPS was a little bit... GPS was weird.
Yeah, it looked like a lot of people's GPS were playing up.
Yeah.
Well, it's always around Barangaroo. It's bad. Yeah. And the course markings were shocking.
Really?
They were just completely off.
Huh.
Like some were perfectly fine, and some were just completely off.
Yeah, I guess you mentioned that 10K marking.
Right? Like I was spot on for 7K, spot on for 8K, and then the 9K marker, my watch was at 9.4 kilometers.
Oh, what?
And then the 10 kilometer marker was like 700 meters later, and I was back at 10.1. I'm like, what's going on? 10.1, I accept like that could be GPS error, but like, they were just like very clearly not like 1 kilometer.
Right.
Which would make it really hard to pace if you're an actual official pacer, because you're supposed to be going off that. Like that's how I paced Canberra perfectly, because they were perfectly marked 1 kilometer and you can just split accurately and know that that's what the course is. But that, like, I was just like clearly wrong.
Right.
And lots of people were like, nah, this is wrong.
I tried to pretty much just like pace wise switch off and just like, because at that point I was starting to hurt, so I was like, just settle into a pace and put your head down and like just manage whatever whatever that pace you can just push.
That's when you really need someone who's feeling good to just like get on your shoulder and just start running like 2 or 3 seconds a K faster than you, and you just like fucking put my head down, Smitty, and just like don't let this bloke drop me.
Or like something to focus on, like a group in the distance, or like I don't know,
something.
And then I mean, having all of the Delta people out on course was a massive.
So good, they're amazing.
Like if there was like such a big lift, because if there was no one like running solo, you'd just be like, fuck this. Did you like, were there people in the crowd of runners that recognized you? That was really that was quite nice. Like, I couldn't really identify them as I was running, but you'd be running past like the masses and it'd be like, go Matt, and like I can't say who it is, but you know, sometimes like go Delta, or like, go Matt, and it's like, oh, that's like really nice. Like, I have no idea who it is. It's like a little cue that just like springs you up a bit. All right,
like someone's watching me, someone's cheering for me, I'm gonna do it for them.
And you have like all the Delta people on the side they're all like cheering, and you're like, you lift, and then you like focus on, okay, now just keep pushing.
Totally.
And then you get to the next thing. It's not going to make me run like 5 seconds a K quicker, but it's going to make you mentally
put your head in
your surge.
Stops you from giving up.
Like there was a massive crowd up at the finish line, which you passed like with about 3K to go. And like I got like so G'd up, because you know I was like already G'd up because I dropped Lockie, I dropped Shibby, and I was like going around that corner, and then everyone's there going, go Matt, and I'm like, fuck yeah, I'm gonna go, and I'm just like around the corner, and then it's just like full send, whereas otherwise I might be like a little bit tired, like put in a big surge over the last like say 8 to 10 minutes. And you just go, like I'm just gonna like send.
Absolutely.
And they're there like cheering you on. It's pretty cool.
And then give or take got to like, even through 13K, I'm like, oh, this is the worst, like when you're starting to hurt. And then just got through, when was the hill? 14? Started the hill 14 and a half, something like that.
A little bit, I think 15, 16.
That I felt that like big time at
because you don't run hills.
I was already like slipping and like just like, this is the worst, like just get up the hill, and I was pushing hard. By the time I got up,
it's only about 3%.
It hurt anyway. Got up the top of the hill, then like, you know how you're saying you can like gun down the hill, I was able to gun, but not like
feeling that pop, like
just like I could maybe run 3:20 pace,
or
so. And then I don't remember the specifics of like the last parts of the race. I was just head down, trying to survive sort of thing. And when I saw the Delta people at the end, it was a good lift. And then Gaddy was there, and I think they all kind of could see I was hurting like big time. And Gaddy like ran beside me and was like, come on, like he was yelling at me. That's good. I managed to surge.
Legend.
But that last like 3 or 4K was like, just completely in the pain cave, like completely just like not even worrying too. Form was just like trying to will whatever I had the last bit. And
so do you reckon if you went out a little bit slower,
I reckon I would have run it,
because I was not in the pain cave. There's no way I was hurting. I would not say maybe I was a tiny bit in the pain cave, like trying to sprint back up the hill, but only because I was really trying to send it. I wonder, like, does that mean I went too soft, or did you not pace it poorly, but would you have been better off holding back 2 or 3 seconds a K for the first 10Ks?
Potentially.
And then making that 30 seconds up, like being able to send it down at 3:10s instead of 3:25s. And on the up. I don't know.
Potentially. I definitely felt like I didn't have much left. Like that was probably the hardest I've had to work in a half by a long shot. Like New South Wales ANSW half, I remember I went out a bit too quick. It felt similar to that, but I was a lot fitter today than I was. So I think I was able to just like push harder. But
and that's like racing experience and fitness as well. It's like, okay, I'm in the pain cave, but like racing experience is being able to go, I can still run this pace.
Yes.
And I can, and like that's what you'll need in Goldie. Yeah. I can guarantee you're going to be in the pain cave from like 35k onwards.
Yeah. Yes.
And that's why everyone says the marathon's so hard, because the half marathon, maybe you're in the pain cave for 3Ks, maybe 4Ks. You've really bottled it if you're like pain cave like for 6 or 7Ks.
Yeah.
Whereas the marathon is like pretty ordinary to, like, you know, if you bottle it, you're in the pain cave for like 15Ks.
Yeah.
And like if you run a pretty good race, you're going to be hurting from like 36, 37.
Yeah.
So you got 5Ks of just like shit.
Yeah.
Like 15, 16, 17 minutes of just like, this hurts. You're counting every second.
Yeah.
And that's like how, like, that's where race experience and having the confidence to go like, I will only drop like 3 seconds, 4 seconds, 5 seconds a K in the pain cave, rather than like blowing out from like 3:30 to 3:50s.
Yeah.
And then losing 2 minutes.
Yeah. It's hard to know. I don't know.
It's hard to get that experience.
Yeah.
Apart from like that, and that's why, apart from racing, you'll obviously get that racing, but that's why you do those big sessions. You like put yourself in the pain cave and learn to run at pace through the pain cave.
Yeah.
And so you just get better at it.
Yeah. I think overall, like, super. I kind of was like, I was super stoked with the run. Like, 40-second PB.
We're over time. Wrap it up, Luke.
Wrap it up.
Last thoughts.
Okay. Last thoughts. Super happy with the PB. I mean, I was proud of myself the way, like, was, even though like I somewhat like slowed, I was still, you know, happy that I pushed through and like just put my head down and suffered the best I can. Like, I felt like I gave
That's all you can do.
I felt like I gave it everything I could based on like how I went out, if that makes sense. Like, I wasn't disappointed with the race at all. It was just like difficult to manage in the back end.
Yeah.
But 72.06, I'll take it. It was good.
New Chiefs record as well.
Yeah.
What was your previous one, Dom?
72.29.
It's not a little bit, so he's pumped you.
What's that, 15 seconds or something? Oh, come on.
23
23
seconds.
Hilly course.
Let's round up to 30.
Hilly course. Yeah,
Dom's going to be coming. Yeah,
you'll
be coming back for that one.
Yeah, that was a long time ago. Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll keep it somewhat short. So thank you for joining.
Pleasure, as always.
Great race.
I look forward to interviewing both of you after your sub 230s
You can
at
interview
Gold
us.
Coast.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll host.
Okay.
In July.
Okay.
Awesome.
That'd
Looking forward to it. Well done, boys. Great runs today.
Yeah.
Thanks, Dommy.
Thank you.
Thanks, Chiefs.
Thanks. Nice hat, by the way.
Thanks, mate. I chuck this off now.